Hi, everyone. I'm Jamie Dorley. I'm CEO of Nutritional Frontiers, and I have the lovely and talented Dr. Tracey Stroup joining me today. How are we doing, Doc?
Good. Good to see you. Good to be back. I missed you guys.
We miss you too. We're so excited to have you as special guest speaker at our first professional training event in Pittsburgh of the year
Woohoo.
2022. That's on Saturday, April 9th. And we're
Yeah.
super excited just because this topic is really a culmination, I think, of all your previous presentations and then really what's in the future, right? So we're going to talk about biohacking, how to maximize your human potential. So can you talk a little bit about the benefit of people going to this event? Because I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, well, we decided when we chatted, Jamie, to do the stages of life. I think the biggest scare right now is this DNA alteration that everyone's talking about. But that's always been a scare, right? Genetics has been one of the biggest plays that we've seen in the market for health, that the genetics of your family really control the outcome of your health. And I mean, you and I both know that's not quite true. It really contributes to maybe 2 to 10% of your total outcome. And a lot of people bank their future on it. So we're going to talk from conception all the way into your golden years, the senior years, about these genetics, DNA, and really what's called the epigenetic expression. So, how can we turn off the DNA epigenetic expression of the dis-ease? What are the ways that we can biohack it? What are the supplements we can use? What are the lifestyle changes? And it's just kind of like a culmination of like everything that you and I have talked about over the last to 6 years together. So,
I know it's so exciting because I remember when you first did the methylation pathway in Tampa, and you talked about MTHFR and then COMT, and all these different, we call them these SNPs, these single
mm,
nucleotide polymorphism. Basically, your genetics that you have higher risk factors for certain things. And I love the way you presented and showed how certain nutrients can help
mhm.
you biohack around this, things like
Yeah.
folate and things like DMG. So it's really exciting. When we were talking about this, you said, I want to do more than just methylation. And then within
Right.
3 minutes, we were on like, let's do the four stages of life. And it's really cool because, when I started doing some homework about this, I found out that it really is your grandparents where the
hmm
genetics start, right? And I think
Right.
the thing we talked about that was so cool was that it's pretty much like the clock is ticking, right? From conception all the way through our senior years. And the sooner you jump in, the better off you're going to feel and live and
Yeah.
reduce your risk factors. So that's the exciting part because people may be my age and say, well, can I do now? It's never too late. So talk
Never.
about some of the things we're going to really pinpoint as far as, the genetics, the lifestyle, and then of course the nutritional components.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think sometimes we think that science is only reserved for pharmacology. And really, science has really advanced the nutraceutical realm too. I mean, all of the comprehensive formulas that you've put together with Nutritional Frontiers and us looking at like what's really driving the market. When I came in and did methylation, we found out that activated folate could go around that SNP, and the expression on the other end for your neurotransmitters or your immune system or your hormones, like we could change that just by adding a single nutrient that would offset or go around that genetic SNP. So the same thing can happen for all genetics. And just from being around certain people that are biochemical researchers and things like that, they can show these gene pathways. And if you know that pathway and you know what nutrient actually enhances it or helps that pathway detoxify, you can turn off the expression of any kind of mutation. And so I think one of the big scares was the BRCA gene with breast cancer. And what they found is
Yes.
by lifestyle and nutrition and filling gaps that people have stopped the epigenetic expression. Now, no, we're not making claims of cure, treating, or diagnosing, but these are studies that are out that you can go and research. Even with the recent pandemic, they realized that they could shut down the cytokine storm by filling gaps with certain pharmaceuticals and nutraceuticals. So it's really important that we understand that genetics don't determine our fate. As Dr. Ben Lynch always says, genetics load the gun, but environment pulls the trigger. And we really have to provide a lifestyle of good nutrition, whole food, organic, non GMO. We have to provide a lifestyle of good nutraceutical quality supplementation at the right time, as you always say, at the right amounts and nothing else. Like that was kind of the trilogy of efficacy. And then we also have to provide that lifestyle of emotional and spiritual wellness as well. We can't be stinking thinking all the time and think that we're going to feel great. So, I always tell people like you can eat all the kale and the broccoli you want, but if you're not sleeping and you're stinking thinking, you're going to feel terrible. So, it is the whole foundational approach, along with the nutraceutical biohackers that we're going to talk about, how they shut off that expression and what we can do as practitioners to get ahead of the aging process, and then bring it all home with, what protocols and pathways are we going to use. So, it's going to be awesome.
We are really excited for it. This is Saturday, April 9th, right in Pittsburgh, PA, our professional training event with special guest, Dr. Tracey Stroup, who's been a colleague and a presenter for Nutritional Frontiers. We've run out of how long you've been doing this with us. So we appreciate all the support. This is at a new location. It's right on the river at Sheridan Station Square. The
Wow.
hotel is beautiful. It's going to be a fantastic event. And if you're around for the evening, we'll do a little dinner up in Mount Washington. So this is for any healthcare professional and staff. You can attend it live just by going to nutritionalfrontiers.com or calling the office at 412-922-2566. And you can tell them you want to register for a professional training event in Pittsburgh on Saturday, April 9th. This on biohacking, how to maximize your human potential through the 4 stages of life. And we're talking about those 4, talking about conception, early childhood, adulthood, and then seniors. And the thing they realize is that genetics is just one component of it, right? When I remember I worked on the Dr. Bland, and he talked about epigenetics 20 years ago, and people were like, what do you mean? He's like, how your genes express, because the environment they're in determines how they're going to act. So genetics can be helped, and that's what we're here to do. And you mentioned the one in particular with breast cancer risk factors. Right now, the only treatment is double mastectomy, right? So we want to give people hope, and that's really the idea of the event.
Amen. Exactly. That is the idea. And to let people know that, as we've talked about long before, the allopathic model is a good model for what they do, that acute care model. But lifestyle and prevention is really the best medicine that we can offer people, to have them take accountability and responsibility for what they do, what they eat, what they think, all of those things, and they really matter. And DNA is communication. That's what it is. It's communication of our environment, of our nutrition, of our lifestyle. And the expression comes from the pathways of nutrition and detoxification potential. So while we may have altered DNA, we can really help with the expression and express health rather than disease. And that's what this is really going to be about.
Yeah, now more than ever, we have the incredible program that you authored, the NF for Life patient book. Those are hot off the press. So we're going to be introducing those free books to all the people that attend the event in Pittsburgh. And we have incredible new formulations. We're going to be highlighting some of course, you involved in the thing like the greens and the power cleanse. I just had a woman come into the wellness center today and bragging about the new pineapple coconut. She says, I absolutely love it. Yeah. So we're excited. We have
I brought mine with me, Jamie.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Traveled all the way across the country, huh?
I did. I have one for every morning. So, I can't leave home without it.
Well, we appreciate you making time today to do this video to help people understand what we're going to be discussing and really what's their benefits. So the great thing about our events is you can meet the entire team. You get time to learn from us in the presentation style, question and answer. We're going to break bread together from 12 to about 1 to 1:30. And we have all of our samples and formulations there, all the literature, the new kits. So we're excited. Thanks for making time today. We're so happy they're going to be joining our team again on Saturday, April 9th, right here at our home at Pittsburgh, PA. New beautiful venue at the Sheridan Station Square. We do have a special rate for the rooms. And if you'd like to call to the office, you can at 412-922-2566. So any parting shots to share the importance of why people need to attend this event, of course, other than to see you?
Well, I want to see them too. I think that's important. And I want to see the team. So I think, having that ability to network with like-minded people, we're finally back to it. let's take advantage of it. We all cried for it for 2 years. So here we are, come live, come be in that, realm of people. But second, because I think there is a big worry on the market right now of what's going to happen with epigenetic expression. There is concern with what has happened with this experimental usage of, the shot. So let's learn together what we can do and share ideas and really help the community that this next generation that's coming up, we are going to need to know how to help with epigenetic expression.
Yeah, the thing I love about this topic is it's going to help not only us, our kids, our grandkids, and
Hmm.
eventually our great grandkids, right? Because it does go a couple generations. And now more than ever, we need everyone's support in this because we are really swimming in the sea of toxicity and
Yeah.
living in a world of nutritional deficiencies. So we're
Hmm.
excited with some new case studies we're going to share with the group. So come on down Saturday, April 9th. Bring your entire staff and team. This is for healthcare professionals and any staff involved. So thanks, Dr. Tracey. We appreciate you zooming in today, all the way from the West Coast. And
Thank you.
thanks so
Thanks for
much.
your patience.
Oh, of course. We love you. And thanks so much. We all miss you. We can't wait to see you in April. So have a great trip out
Same.
west. And we'll see
Thank
you
you.
next week at the Wellness Week.
All right. I will be there. Joe Messina and I are talking about some really cool topics. So
All right. Have a great one. Thanks again.